Leadership is a word used by many, but truly understood by few. You've seen leaders in all shapes and sizes, in sports, in business, philanthropy. You know it. You've talked to them and you've begun to understand them. How do you define leadership?
Getting people to follow you. People used to think, well, you have to have charisma. Well, charisma works only so long. Or they would come out with studies like, okay, you got to be tall and handsome, or you got to have this certain kind of look, or you got to be a certain. No, what happens? It works across the board with a tall, short, old, young, people skills, quiet. People get used to it. I had the privilege of working with, I think, the greatest coach in the history of college football, Tom Osbourne. Absolutely had a PhD in psychology, the only head coach in the country. And I grew up 5 miles from him, know him very well. Was a part of his 25 years. He won 255 games, five national championships. I was a part of 3 of them. In 5 years, we went 60-3. Our team 60. Think about that.
It's so hard to do.
Nobody's done. Yeah, we won. We should have won 5 national championships. We were 3 plays from winning 5 championships in a row. So, what's happening today is you got to have a leader who has really good people skills. So if you think back 60 years ago, it was how smart you were, IQ. A lot of people went into engineering, the smart people. Now we've shifted. We've gone to this concept of emotional quotient. Emotional quotient or people skills is now 5 times more important than IQ. I can hire smart people. I can get smart people, but I got to have the people skills. I call it an ability to connect. And some people, Fran, who are bright can touch you intellectually. Those who are deeply caring can touch you intellectually and touch your heart. But only a few leaders can touch your mind, your heart, and reach in and grab a hold of your soul and connect with you. You've had them. You've felt that. You've followed people, brave men and women that give you passion and give you motivation. That's what makes a great leader. If you can have someone that can do all those things, you will do anything for them. A perfect example was this. I had a young man who grew up in the projects. No father, mother, very poor. Hard-working kid. He was a starter on our football team. He ran out onto the field, got a 15-yard penalty because after we scored. Coach went over to him and looked at him. And he said to him, I'm so disappointed in you. He said, Jack, I cried like a baby for a half hour. I've never cried in my life because I let the coach down. I love that man. That man's like my father. How could I do that? And so I thought to myself, that is the essence of leadership. Incredible. That they love you so much they don't want to let you down. I had a conflict with another person. Nobody liked this other person. He was a staff member. A coach brought us both together, looked at me and him and said, Jack, and to this other person, I expect you two to work this out for the good of the team. And I'm thinking, make me run stairs, yell at me, swear at me, do something, but don't use the guilt on me. And then I thought, you know what? I can't stand that guy, but I'm not going to let coach down. I'm not going to behave that way. That is the essence of leadership. He didn't have to say but 10 words to me. It was over. Most bosses would have let that go on. I'm punishing you. I'm punishing both of you. You're fired. You're this. You're terrible. Yeah. He's like, this is who I am. I'm a spiritual man who I care deeply about you. Don't do stupid stuff. That's the essence of leadership.
Yeah, and sometimes it's that disappointment that is worse than just being yelled at.
Yeah.